through some of the processes here. Let me sort of start you off with where we're going to go. So we're going to be spending some time looking at carbohydrate metabolism, now both in lecture and also in lab. So some of the upcoming labs that you're going to have, starting next week, deal with different aspects of how we can break down and metabolize carbohydrates. Okay. Now again, remember that carbohydrates, these are important in order to produce energy. This is why bacteria and why our cells spend so much time trying to metabolize carbohydrates, because it's a primary source of energy. And in the examples that we're going to look at, glucose serves as the most common carbohydrate source. Okay. There's two types of carbohydrate metabolism that we're going to look at. Two overall processes. One is called fermentation. The other is called respiration. And in lab, you'll see examples of both. We're going to be referring to this diagram quite a bit as we go through this. Okay. This is a diagram from your book, and it shows both the fermentation side and the respiration side of metabolism that we're going to look at, and it shows the processes that make up these overall metabolic pathways. So what we're going to spend a lot of time looking at are these three sets of reactions: glycolysis, Krebs cycle, and then the electron transport chain. And one thing that we're going to emphasize for this course is, and it shows it here, is what's important for this is that you know what goes into a process and what you get out of a process. So for example, in glycolysis, what goes into that, what you need to start that process is glucose. And then what you get out, NADH, ATP, pyruvic acid, okay? And then again, what goes into Krebs cycle, acetyl-CoA, and so forth. So we're not going to spend as much time looking at the individual reactions that make up each of these processes. Now I know that you do that in some courses. Okay, so like in organic chemistry, you may actually go through these individual reactions. Or in other biology classes, you may actually do that. But for us, we're just going to focus on the overall processes, and our main focus is on what goes in and what we get out. Because that's what you can actually see in lab when you look at some of those metabolic processes actually acting out inside your test media. Okay? All right. Any questions about that? Yes?
So, like, for the exam, there's not going to be any questions like step 6 of glycolysis involves these?
No, we don't break it down that far. We do break it down into certain stages, but not that far. Okay? All right?
All right.
So again, what you'll find different approaches in different classes. Okay, but for this class, we're gonna take it at this level. Okay, and as we go through each process, I'll kind of point out what's important to know. All right. Okay. Any questions about that? All right. So let me tell you what we're gonna do now. Just make sure that we have everything good so far. I do have a worksheet for you. So the way this works, I'm not sure if the rest of Ceballos has the same rules of game, but these are my rules. I'm the teacher. All right, so these are open book. So you can use your notes. You can work together in groups on this. All right. The idea here is just to make sure that you can